Hi guys, it's Chris at Caught and Crown back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And it is cider today. It's not pear cider or delicious perry. It is a cider. And I got a box of some things today that I ordered that I'm going to taste through. 6 different things in all. And what are they? Well, after the controversy of the East Coast, West Coast, the East Coast, West Coast gate controversy, however you prefer the emphasis, I'm going to try something from Kent. So yeah, we're doing Kent. We're doing stuff from the East Coast. Let's try and apply some of the Adam Wells taxonomy though, shall we? Yes, Chris, let's do that. So, what have we got? Well, first up, Nightingales. It's Nightingales in Kent, Tenterden, I believe. Is it Tenterden? Yes, it's Tenterden. This kind of cider? Question mark. Cider? Question mark. Is it cider? I'm going to assume yes, it is cider. And which cider is it? It is Wild Disco. And I picked this one because, as the name suggests, it's wild ferment. So it's not using wine yeast, it's using wild yeast. And I think that's very interesting. So Wild Disco is rooted in an impulse and something unexpected. 100% wild fermented Kentish discovery apple juice with floral, red apple and rose aromas, fresh and zingy on the palate with a clean finish. Go wild. Okay, so 5.5%. Pretty decent alcohol level. Don't know if it's sweet. Don't know if it's back sweetened. Ingredients: apple juice, water. So watered back to 5.5, I suspect. Sugar. Malic acid and sulfites. So a few different things going on there. So let's open this can. So no need for a bottle opener today. The can is now open. Let's pour out the can. So I expect this to be paler in colour than our bitter sweets, bitter sharp style ciders. So there you go. So Discovery, culinary apple, so lighter in colour. So it's going to be lower in tannins. Lower in sugar as well, generally as well, but because they're lower in sort of acids and tannins, they tend to be perceived as sweeter, but they're not. It's just they haven't got the balance of acid and tannin to counteract the sweetness. So you perceive them as sweet, even though the sugar level isn't as high. It actually isn't as high often. So there you go, bright, gentle sparkle. I felt it wasn't too sparky, and it was. I assume this is force carbonated as well. Doesn't have a vintage on there. I'm going to assume it's 2020. I'm going to assume that. I'm going to assume it's it's a wild yeast. We know that. So we know lots of things. Force carbonated, wild yeast, dessert / culinary apples. Well, it's a dessert apple, in fact, isn't it? So let's have a taste. Right, here we go. Actually, let's smell it first. Getting ahead of myself. Let's smell it. I mean, it smells like a fresh, zippy apple. Is what it smells like. Bit of I feel like there's a slight creaminess to it. And also there's almost like a green sappy character to it as well. I mean, there's loads of fruit in there, but there's like something else, a little grassiness maybe. And what else is it? It's a fruit. It's not pineapple. Can't figure out what it is. I'm going to think on that. Let's try it. Nice fine bubbles actually. Zippy acidity, and it feels malic / citric / lactic actually. Quite a figure it. Yeah, it's twisted and turning. It feels like malic, but then there's almost like a lactic kind of a yogurty acidity as well. More so, and then there's a lemon character. So yeah, it feels like malic, citric, and lactic because of a blend of all three. It's actually quite nice because it's a softer acidity than malic. It's a bit rounder on the palate. This has got some sweetness to it, but the acidity balances that, almost like apple pie. You know, you get sweet and sour in apple pie. It's that kind of balance, which is a great balance. It's apple pie. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So very appley, very fruity, very juicy, but there's a roundness to it. It hasn't got like the spiky, harsh, acid edges you can sometimes get. There's a roundness. There's a creaminess. It's almost like I poured a little bit of cream. I haven't got the paste on the apple pie. Got rid of that. Just got these sort of sweet and sour apples, and I poured a little bit of cream over them. That's what it makes me think of when I drink this. And that is a pleasant thing to drink, I must say. I mean, for my palate, I do like the tannic structure you get from West Country. Doing it, I'm going to keep doing it. From bitter sweets, bitter sharps, you know, the bitter, the tannic element, you know. But having said that, this is very pleasant. But it is like a creamy apple pie thing. Wild yeast, I mean, it's very clean on the nose. It's very clean on the nose, but it's that kind of pastry, slight creamy thing coming through. Yeah, it's there. It's a rounded kind of character to this. It's actually pretty drinkable. It's pretty tasty. It's 5.5. You know, like we had the Copperberg yesterday, and I'm not comparing it to that. Let me just say that straight off the bat. I'm not comparing it to that. But that was kind of like, that was sweet and it had some acidity, but it was just sickly and out of whack. And it was just like, and I think I said it was like smelling marshmallows, and they said it was in there was nowhere near enough to counterbalance like what tasted like. It was like icing sugar, it's like drinking something out of a sweet shop. You know, it was very, it's like, if you're gonna, it's like, it's alcohol for children is kind of what it seems to be, and that's wrong, isn't it? Yes, Chris, it's wrong. Yes, I'm glad you agree. You're right to agree. So yeah, not bad at all. Very pleasant. This is certainly hot weather. I mean, I always think these styles of drink are more for hot weather than cold weather. And it looked like it was going to get hot, but it's been cold and wet today. But I'm thinking, you know, in like 3 months' time, this would be perfect for a park on a hot day, particularly because it comes in a can. And just a word on cans. I love cans. Cans are great. I love cans. I don't have a problem with them whatsoever. In fact, I'd like to see more cider in cans from better producers as well. Like from like smaller craft producers, that'd be brilliant. All right, guys, there you go. That was our first can from Nightingales. There's one other can, and then there's 4 bottles. Okay, and yeah, solid. All right. Well, there you go. Tune in next time for the next Nightingales instalment. But until then, thank you for joining me, and cheers.